All right, we are back. Welcome to Players of the Realms, and we are back post holiday. Weren't with you last week because, festivities must be prepared for. But we are back with the cast, and we are happy to be here. So, before we had just joined on, we were doing a quick little recap amongst ourselves. So, with that, as anybody who wants to just popcorn off, some of the events we remember from the previous session.
Um, I guess I'll do that.
All right.
The Dapper Dans found the cult where Seth the Bard was being held, or the cult members that were holding him, rather.
And tortured.
And tortured. It was essentially last session was just all combat, basically.
Yep.
We went into their little catacomb area. I think it was an abandoned church, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Yeah, there was a lot of fighting. I saw a dragonling thing. Gyr and Fennic both went down during that fight. Yami branched off to deal with a runner. Saris went to deal with one guy with Levin backing her up. Yami, I have in my notes that Yami seemed very kill hungry. Not sure what that was about.
Amending that, you guys went down. Levin went to go keep them off you.
Right,
Yes.
right. And before we went down, you went to back up Saris. Then Gierfreid and Fennic both went down. Then you doubled back to help them out.
Yep.
Sarah stayed back to pick off the guy that she was dealing with. Yami was towards the entrance dealing with some guy, I guess, who was trying to run away. Yami also killed the wormling. When we found Seth, he was getting filleted like a fish, circular pieces of flesh being torn out of him for some reason. We managed to save him, stabilize him, get him to be somewhat decent, and after cleaning Saris, who was drenched in the blood of the wormling that she was crawling into like a tauntaun, we went back to the Drunken Drake, I believe the bar is called, and yes, I also have that Levin seemed very pissed off. Is also a note I have.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yep.
And also, Fennic went down twice.
Yep. Levin, I believe, also went down. It was
Yep.
a very strenuous, particular end to that battle.
I was going to say, I think Levin hasn't said a word to the group yet.
The only words he has said has been coaxing the party forward to get out of the church and get back to town.
Yes.
Other than that,
He
I don't
called us
believe
children at one
he's
point.
said anything. What happened?
I believe he called us children at one point because we were like
I would not be surprised by
going
that
back and
fact.
forth.
I was definitely in there.
So last we left off, you had returned Seth back to the bar. He had put 2 rounds per person on his tab, so everybody gets 2 rounds. I don't know if anybody partook in said rounds.
Nope.
And you had all kind of decided to go to sleep. Particularly, Joan Saris went off to go find Mei Li, who was obediently waiting in the bedroom. And
Weird.
as it came out, I realized how odd it sounded, so I just was hoping nobody would bring it up. But
Fennic is making his way to that room.
hey, good luck there. I feel like Saris would whoop Fennic's ass. I got my money on her.
He's not a perv.
Is he though?
Yeah, I don't think he is.
I believe you can yell at a young woman to calm her tits when you.
I feel like his level of experience sort of makes he's like.
Look,
he's
let's not make
ready
this
to.
about Fennic.
I remember his name in one time. I remember this one time with Fennic.
Is
Wait,
that just going to be a thing, a Fennic moment in the middle of the session? Remember that time Fennic did this?
Flashback ensues.
Like a Family Guy.
But with that, we are going to press it to the next morning. So you had gotten 2 rounds of drinks for that evening. You had gone off to sleep for the night, and you were all able to awake are you guys going to be sleeping late, or are you going to be waking up relatively early?
I mean, I'm not gonna be sleeping much at all. I'm an elf.
Fennic will more than likely sleep later just because of like what he went through physically. His body's still like he's taking a long rest.
Yeah, I'd be up early.
Gierfreid would get to sleep for the sake of the long rest, but there would be a lot of like loud clanking and banging sounds coming from his room late into the night, and then early in the morning after he woke up. He would not leave, but you would just hear like a lot of like kind of heavy tool sounds being gone at.
All right. So it sounds like you're tinkering first thing in the morning. All right. So for those of you who wake up
Is that what the
relatively
kids
early,
call it nowadays?
It's magical.
Sorry.
with that, those early risers, if you would like, you are treated to a free breakfast.
Continental?
What?
It's continental?
Oh, it's because you rescued the bard. Don't expect this treatment every day.
Fennic loves the idea, but resents the idea that it's coming from the bard.
I don't think it's coming from Bar. I think it's from the grateful staff.
He can handle that.
Well, I know Fennic's gonna want a big breakfast when he wakes up.
Yeah, Fennic will be up. I won't keep everybody waiting. He'll be up.
All right, so we're going to say that it's about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Oh, do I smell bacon?
No. You don't.
Oh, what do I smell?
You smell missed opportunities.
It's too early for that. Is there bacon or no?
Sarah takes the plate of bacon and slides it over to herself and starts eating all of it.
That's just
I'm gonna-
wrong.
I'm gonna take the bacon off my plate and put it on Fennic's. Here you go.
Thank you.
You need all the protein you can get, especially after last night.
He just kind of like holds up his arm. He's like, I don't think there's enough protein.
We'll get you some more.
I feel like Gierfreid would walk down the stairs at this point. Also, Gierfreid now has a face tattoo. As he comes down the stairs, you will now notice that Gierfreid has a very, very Mike Tyson-esque sort of bit of face ink. It's kind of like a goes around his eye and then like curls around towards his ear.
So like a half-faced tribal?
Sorta. And as he sits down next to you guys, it is also kind of apparent that where it curls into, it goes down into his earlobe, where you'll notice that one of the little orb things that he uses as his infusions is currently placed as an earring. Morning, lads.
How many did you have last night, Gierfreid?
I didn't have any. I was a little bit busy.
Ah.
Well, I want a tattoo.
Don't worry, it's not permanent.
Oh,
And this one's actually for the betterment of the group. After the blunder of last night, I figured that well, I've been wasting my time trying to improve various types of equipment, and why not improve the user instead? You know.
What does that mean?
What was that?
What does that mean?
It means that this little gem right here is going to give us some magical aid in the future, should we need it. I got the idea after I was when initially talking to the dwarves that tipped us off about Seth. One of them had his family runes as face ink, and that gave me a bit of an idea. This is an arcane tattoo. I've got a spell loaded in here, and should we need it, I can pop it off at any time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just to make our group look more badass, but fair enough.
Levin, what would you be doing at this time?
He would have come down from his room, fully geared out, and he would have sat at the table with the rest of the group and laid out a small section of cloth, put his crossbow on top of it, and he's been quietly tuning it.
Is he looking at me while he's tuning it?
Nope, he is not looking at anyone. He is staring at his equipment.
Only because I remember you said you wanted to shoot me the last time, so I gotta make sure.
I think he's over it.
With that,
I was
you're
gonna
gonna
say
see.
that. Safe to say that last night didn't really go the way that we all anticipated it to go. I suppose.
Man, that's
pretty
putting,
good to me.
putting it lightly.
Pretty
I
good
would
to
say
me.
yesterday went pretty much to my expectations.
That low, huh?
My expectations are very low.
There. So what now? The bard's back. You gotta listen to his god awful music more.
With that, you are going to see a waitress approach your table. Excuse me, is there anything else I can help you with?
More bacon.
I think I missed the free breakfast. If I could get a plate of sausage or eggs or something.
Of course, we'll see what we still have left. Unfortunately for you, sir, there is no more bacon.
I'll have what he's having.
Understood. And she's going to walk off to see how much sausage they have left.
Well, I have to make a quick pit stop real quick. If you guys don't mind, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the. I want to walk to the innkeep or the tavern keeper.
Okay.
And by myself, I'm like, hey, do you know is there a jeweler in this town?
You're in a major city.
Oh, okay. So then, well, can you point me to the jeweler?
The tavern keeper himself, you would have a bartender there, but the tavern owner is not there. But the bartender would be able to give you directions. It's not that far. It's about 4 blocks away, at least the closest one.
All right. So I will head there real quick if you want to just parse this out because I'm not doing nothing crazy. I just want to turn that fang that I got from the wyvern and turn it into a necklace.
Wait, Yami. Before you head off, let me finish my my meal. I've actually been meaning to go to a jeweler.
That also wouldn't really be from a jeweler's perspective.
Really? Okay, so where would I go to turn that into a necklace?
I feel like that would be more of like a smith because they just need to put a hole through it. Unless there's something.
A jeweler would also have such tools.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Because they would have something that can put holes through stone and gems.
Okay, so jeweler works.
Or create a setting to grip the thing.
Well, that's good.
Well.
That's going to be more expensive.
Just saying.
It's his money.
You are right. He can certainly get a setting.
What? No, I'm just making it into a tooth chain.
All right. So, are you going to be waiting for Gierfreid, or are you going by yourself?
Well, I mean, I would have if Gierfreid wanted to, because I remember I was at the barkeep talking to him by myself. So Gierfreid probably would have caught me walking outside, and if he would have asked me where I was going, I would have looked back and said it secretly to him.
Okay.
All right.
He was talking at the bar. Could Saris have heard what he was saying?
Give me a perception check.
The question was, were you actively listening to what I was saying too?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Here's I have a question for Levin. With a passive of 19, would he have heard that Yami was saying he was leaving?
Yami,
not necessarily where.
Were you talking...
No, I would have. Yeah, when I said I was leaving, I told the group I was going to leave and come back.
Well, hold on. What I mean is,
okay,
would you have been talking to the bartender, I'm assuming, in a normal voice?
Oh, no, I would have kind of I said it hush-hush, but not loud for Fennic to hear, at least.
All right, so let me see what was rolled.
I assume I can't hear it.
He would be 14 is fine. You wouldn't hear what was being asked for, but the bartender also wasn't being subtle about his response. He was responding in a normal voice. So anybody who is either listening or within a relatively close vicinity of where Yami was standing would at least hear the directions. So with your 14, you
The
would have heard
word
it.
jeweler's shop.
He wouldn't have mentioned jeweler. He would have mentioned just
How to
head
get there.
four blocks down and head east for 2 more blocks.
Less
You'll get
interested
there.
then.
But Yami, as he said, would announce that he was leaving. He'll be back. Gierfreid, would you be inquiring with him about where he was going?
Yami, where are you heading?
And I'm gonna look around, like, look to make sure nobody's watching. Like, I'm going to the jeweler,
Right.
and I'm whispering this.
Fuck. I'm really hungry. You mind letting me finish my breakfast before you head off? I'd like to join you.
Take it to go.
Fine. When the breakfast comes, I'm just going to, I guess, take it to go. I'll just, like, grab a handful of the sausage and leave the eggs.
Not just take a roll, split it in half, put all the meat and eggs in that.
Sandwich.
All right.
Sandwich this.
I'll make an eggwich and just kind of start shoveling it in my mouth as I accompany Yami.
And now, I'm
Last
assuming you would be sitting with the rest of the party. Are you guys all sitting together, or are you separated from throughout the bar?
I would have been sitting together with the group.
Oh,
Yeah,
so-
same.
So you would witness this exchange. Yami, because you are trying to be subtle, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check to see if you beat Ceres's 14 for her perception.
Well, he didn't. He was saying it quiet, so after I didn't hear anything, I would have turned away.
Okay, because I was going to
And
say
started
if you were
ignoring
if you were eavesdropping on the conversation, you would have heard where he was going. But if you're not, then don't worry about it. That's okay too.
After he left the bar, he stopped paying attention.
Gotcha. So I retract that.
Mhm.
Okay, so with that, you would have the food that is delivered. There is, as said, no more bacon, so you would only have a bunch of sausages, some eggs,
That's fine.
and a large loaf of bread.
He'll take it.
Well, that was being put out for both you and Gierfreid. More Gierfreid because you already had a chance to eat.
That's fine.
Gierfreid only takes what he can fit into a reasonably sized roll and leaves the rest, so you can just take that off.
Alrighty. So, as you are all kind of watching as Gierfreid is in a rush making this impromptu sandwich, Yami and Gierfreid would leave. Before we follow them to where they're going, is there anything Fennic, Ceres, or Levin would like to do?
Fennic will just take the food and follow.
Are you trying to be subtle about it, or are you letting them know that you're going with them?
I'm letting them know I'm going with them.
Okay.
Ceres will stay.
Levin will stay.
All right. So you three are going to leave. As said, you were given pretty concise directions, so it's very easy for you to find your way to the jewelers. It's a relatively nice structure. Everybody is well dressed, their clothes looking to be pressed and cleaned. You notice that even the goblins, they are even more dapper looking than Fennic, from what you see. As you enter, you are approached quickly. Currently, what are all of you wearing?
Fennic is in. Actually, he's in his 3-piece suit.
Okay. Gierfreid, what are you wearing?
Gierfreid is wearing his armor. It is not turned on, so it's not all bright and moving right now. But it is just your bog standard armor. So he's not dressed to the nines or anything.
And Yami?
So I'm wearing my armor as well with my little fancy gauntlets of ogre. But I do also have my bowler hat that shoots fireworks, but it's not actively shooting fireworks right now.
So the person who approaches you turns, looks at the taller people before looking down. And how can I help you, sir?
We're being ignored.
So with that, she is talking directly to Fennic.
I whispered that to Yami.
I just wanted to make sure that Fennic knew that she was talking to him, not anybody else.
Oh, me? Sorry, I'm well. How are you?
Not well. Not too bad. I assume that it's you who would like to do business.
Where are we again?
Yeah, sorry. It's actually us two that are looking to purchase some wares here.
Oh,
I do a little hat tip.
are you sure that you can afford our prices?
I like.
To be honest, it's our first time here. Or at least my first time here. I'm not sure what my friend here is looking for, but I was just hoping to perhaps peruse some of your. I'll keep it brief. I'm looking for a pearl, specifically a pearl that's worth or valued at least 100 gold, if you have one.
Pearls are a dime a dozen here. Yes, we have a pearl worth at least 100. And she's gonna kind of yawn. It's so plebeian.
Sorry, what was that last part?
She basically said that's so plebeian.
Right. Well, this plebeian would like to purchase such an item, if that would be.
Yes.
permissible for
You can go up to the counter. They'll help you there. And for you, sir.
Many thanks.
All right, go ahead, Fennic. Make sure he considered the Dapper's one here. Go help him out real quick as I kind of like brush Fennic off with Gierfreid so he's not standing next to me. Like not
Side eye.
not like aggressively, but just like kind of like gently, like just go over there real quick. And I'm gonna kind of bring the jeweler close. I'm like, yeah, all I need is if you can put a hole in this so I can fit a string through it and make it into a chain.
Well, I can put a hole in it.
What is your response to seeing that Fennic didn't listen to you?
Oh no, he's walking, but he said it from across. Like it was kind of that like, okay, I see you, and now he's just being an asshole.
Okay.
I would have said that on the hush hush, but
Oh, okay,
yeah, I'm trying to make sure you don't see what I'm doing, specifically you.
got it.
That's relatively simple. It will cost a bit.
Fair enough.
It's going to cost 1 gold piece.
Fair enough. Do I pay it now?
Yes, we can have it done in an hour.
All right, thank you. And just make sure that he doesn't see it. And I kind of like look over my shoulder so Fennic's not looking and point to him.
That's going to cost you extra. I'm not very good at being subtle.
Well, he probably won't be paying attention, hopefully, so never mind.
And with that,
There
she's
you
just
go.
going to take the fang once it's handed to her and take it to the back to start working.
Gold. Alrighty, yep, that's all I have to do.
All right. Fennic, is there anything you want to do while you're here?
What kind of wares are around? Like he's perusing right now. He's browsing.
A lot of shiny rocks.
Ooh.
Does Gierfreid notice Fennic looking around at the?
Well, first, Fennic, what type of look are you giving around all these shiny pebbles?
He's just like.
Are you casing the joint?
Am I what?
Are you casing the joint?
He's not so much doing that. I mean, he's walking. He's just kind of looking at different things. But you'll definitely see his head like slow down at points at certain ones that are shinier. But he's not overly doing anything suspicious.
Okay. But with the pearl that you want to purchase, once you get to the counter, they will have a pearl that's given. It does look exquisite. This is going to be 105 gold pieces.
Of course, always on the upsale. All right, I'm not gonna complain there. Sure. Here's most of my money, and I give him 105 gold for the pearl.
Alrighty, you can now add a pearl worth 100 gold pieces to your character sheet.
Okay, I have to subtract.
Yami, you would be able to pay for yours on the sly, and you would just have to come back in an hour.
All right.
All my gold.
Hi.
With that, while that's going on, we are going to jump back to the tavern. So both you, Ceres, and Levin are still at the tavern. Mei Li joins them for breakfast. She is really just eating oatmeal and some eggs. As you are sitting there, Levin and Ceres, are you going to stay at that table kind of together, or are you going to separate?
Ceres has no reason to leave the table.
Levin doesn't have a reason to leave.
Alrighty. After about 10-15 minutes after the others left, you are going to notice that the dwarven bard enters the tavern. Seeing you, he's going to kind of wave and walk over to you. Oh, hey, you guys are here. You guys live here more than I do, apparently.
Ceres rolls her eyes. Yes, we like shelter. Weird.
You are going to notice that the markings from the previous day have now turned into more like scars, and he is littered with these ovular type scars that are layered down together, almost scale like. I didn't have a chance to yesterday, but I did want to repay my gratitude. And with that, he is going to toss a small satchel towards you all.
So we'll sort of catch it and just hold it. It's like, how about, can I trade this in for something a little more worthwhile to us and won't cost you anything?
What are you talking about? What's in the satchel?
Yeah, she's holding she caught the bag and she's like holding it out like as if to sort of hand it back, but offering something in exchange.
He's going to kind of chuckle. Look in the bag first.
All right. And she opens the bag.
You are going to see various gems and crystals, or various gemstones littering the bag that would total up to 1,000 gold pieces.
All right, fine. She pours it out, divvies it up into 5 shares, sends 4 parts of that to Levin. It's like, just make sure everyone else gets their pot. He'll do that. As she pushes her share forward, can you do me a favor then?
What's up?
Well, I would like to hand this back to you, and instead, could you stop telling stories about my goblin friend?
Sure.
He's very particular. He actually kind of hates you, and he died a little inside saving you.
Okay.
I think he had a little more than that.
And with that, he's going to scoop up that share.
No offense, I'm not trying to upset you, but he would really appreciate it if you just stop using the stories you heard about him.
Sure. Especially because I only think I told 2 stories.
Yep, he's petty.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. But, thank you again.
Happy to oblige.
And with that, unless somebody has anything to ask him or to stop him, he is going to start exiting the tavern.
Levin's going to wait for the Seth to leave.
Yeah.
Saris, if you sit back down at the table, Levin's going to push all of it back towards your end of the table.
Thank you. I won't say no. She starts to take it all for herself.
You need to give it to the rest of them.
What? Oh no! What are you doing?
I'm not taking my share.
I just gave away mine. This is weird now.
Do you even understand why I am currently upset?
No, I don't really know. I do know that
care
you
to
are.
know?
Do I get to keep the money if you tell me or not?
The money is yours regardless.
Excellent. Then no.
Then a small piece of unsolicited advice.
Yes, certainly. Why not?
There is a difference between being sneaky and being careful, and you desperately need to figure out which is which.
For perspective, I imagine.
We almost died in there.
Because
And that
of
needs to be
me?
addressed. Not just you.
I mean, the lot of you almost died in that. I was doing all right.
You didn't even notice how many crossbow bolts whizzed by you to take care of tertiary threats to you. You were not all right.
I was fine. I had it under control.
No,
I
you
do
didn't.
appreciate the assistance. I'm not ignorant that you were there.
No, but that is an issue that needs to be discussed with the group at length. Sorry for disturbing you. And he goes back to his tools.
And it's about this point the others would be able to make their way back into the tavern, unless they have any other stops before you make your way back.
Gierfreid would like to make one stop if on the way back, if there's a haberdasher, Gierfreid would like to walk in there.
There is a haberdasher's.
Please no.
Sounds
Alright.
like somebody else is getting a new dapper hat.
Yeah, Gierfreid's just gonna walk in and peruse very briefly, see if they have a hooligan hat at all.
All
Like
right.
the newsy type hat. I believe it's called a hooligan.
You are going to notice that they have various colors and assortments of that styled hat.
Ah, wonderful.
What in particular are you looking for? What type of material?
Just a gray hooligan, and if at all possible, I mean, I figure I could do it on my own, but I was going to purchase just any gray or like gray or black, and just kind of on my own time, I was going to put my do-rag, my flame retardant do-rag, like kind of etch it into the bottom so that way it could cover my hair.
They also have the shiftweave material for hats too. You could program up to 5 different hats.
It's tempting. How much does that cost?
I believe same price as the others, which was 50 gold pieces.
No, I just want the standard hat.
All right,
Oh,
standard
no.
boring hat. That's going to be about 3 silver pieces
Sure, I'll toss him 3
for
silver
a
pieces.
boring hat.
Yeah, don't worry, I can make it better. I'm an artificer. And I'm going to get. You said 3 silver pieces?
Yeah.
Cool. I will exchange. That's Electrum. I'll exchange 3 silver and get a hat. What's the exchange rate for silver to gold?
10.
10 to 1.
Okay, so remove 1 gold. add 7 silver. There we
Alrighty. While you guys are at the haberdashers, does anybody else want anything?
What are you saying about those silk weave hats?
Shiftweave.
Shiftweave.
Silk
They can
weave?
store up to 5 different hats. Similar to how the shiftweave clothing can store up to 5 different outfits.
So I could have 5 hats in one?
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as like one hat, 5 different skins.
Shiftweave
Yeah, pretty much.
Shiftweave is magic, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to lean into Yami as he's looking at one of those hats, and I'm just going to whisper, "You know, if you buy that, then the enchantment that I put on your hat doesn't work anymore."
I do like my fireworks. Alright. Fair enough.
All right.
Like I'm
That's just a...
assuming my hat has like a little red button on it somewhere.
So you have a self-destruct button. Gotcha. Fennic, did you want anything?
Actually, Fennic might take a shiftweave hat.
Okay.
Now, with it, will he have had to like see the hat first, or like how does like what
You
essentially?
you pick 5 styles from the haberdashers before you leave, and it gets sewn in as the hat's created.
Okay.
So pretty much, as a hatter, there's pretty much most, if not all, styles that are present. So
Okay.
you would be able to choose which ones you would like. So, this isn't something I'm gonna monitor very heavy. But if there's any particular ones you want, just in your notes, jot down what your hat styles are. It's nothing that's super relevant. It's just so that you know in the future if you want to change your hat style.
Okay.
That would take about an hour to weave in.
And you said how much? 50?
50 gold pieces.
Okay.
Tell me you're getting a cowboy hat, though.
You'll find out.
Fennic in a 3-piece suit and a 10-gallon hat. Sounds like
Seriously.
Texas all over it.
You'll find out when he finds out.
You'll find out when being AI generation finds out.
While Fennic's getting that all settled, Gierfreid's going to, as a temporary measure, just kind of stuff his do-rag into the hat for the time being, just so he can wear it, and then I'll get a more permanent solution later when I sew it in myself.
Yep, no worries. So with that, Fennic, you're going to have to come back here in about an hour. Yami, in about an hour, you have to go back to the jeweler. You are able to now make it back to the Drunken Dragon, where you are regrouped with the rest of the party.
Right. Sorry that took so long. Right where I left you, I see.
Indeed.
Levin, you're should pace yourself. Your conversation's going to overtake the room if you keep this up. You seem down.
Sarah rolls her eyes. By the way, before you start talking, she shoves. What is it? It would. It was
It would
1,000
be,
gold pieces.
You
800
gave
gold
your
pieces.
share, Levin gave his share to you, so it'd be
Mhm.
200 to each of the rest.
Yeah, she will push forward 800 gold pieces. Like, split this up among yourselves. We've already had our shares.
Well, they are jewels. So basically,
Yeah.
they're all jewels that are about. So we're gonna say 1,000 gold piece. So $100 gold piece gems.
Gierfreid will immediately look at it and clock it as 800 gold pieces worth of gems.
You can split that amongst yourselves.
How much was it?
800.
Piece?
Well, no,
No,
it's 800 total,
divided.
but in 100 gold piece increments.
So there's
you
8
can-
gems. There's 8 gems there, Sarah. So you're not taking your cut.
She gave her cut away already,
And Levin
Well-
gave his cut to you.
and she's declining.
That's fine.
Gotcha. So you guys have 8 gems amongst the 3 of you?
All right. Well, I mean, 8 gems 3 ways. I suppose we should each just take what, 2 each, and then put the remaining 2 in like a group fund, I suppose. Rainy day fund.
Not a bad idea.
Sounds good
There we
to
go.
me.
We haven't had a party fund in a while.
I would propose for the 2 members that actually suffered injury be compensated a little more fairly.
All right. Look, I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not going to take any handouts for my own fuck ups. All right.
Think of it as your medical bills?
My medical bills are the fact that you can use magic to get me back to normal. And also, I've got some new. Well, new is sort of subjective. I've got some upgrades I've made to my equipment, so hopefully that shouldn't be happening anytime soon. Failure breeds success, after all.
Then a group fund it is.
Now that the council's all here, what's next?
All right, so you guys are all together. Is there anything you would like to do specifically during this time?
I'm adding the gems to my bag.
I'll keep track of the group fund.
Where do I manage weapons, equipment, consumables? Loot.
11, looks like you got something on your mind. Did you want to say anything before we do anything else today?
Does anyone know why last night went so poorly?
I suppose it might be because we went in with no plan. Several of us broke off into various areas without really considering consequences for whether or not anyone else got hurt. And we had no idea what the fuck was waiting for us when we went in.
An apt summary. So, would anyone care to explain to me why, and he's looking at Ceres and Yami, chasing runners was important?
I thought you'd follow me.
That was my own negligence. I was just making sure none of them got away.
So,
Or at
the
least
multiple
called for more help.
callouts that our friends were going down.
I mean, I did turn back as fast as I can when I realized what was going on. Again, I apologize for my negligence.
This will be my first comment towards your relationship with Fennic. What type of parent are you?
Shit.
In what way do you mean?
A glory-seeking sociopath shouldn't be dealing with people in general. And yet, you are charged with the education and safety, and he's gonna glance at Fennic, of this individual. I find that increasingly difficult to believe, in light of recent events.
I'm gonna look at Fennic like, huh? He seems pretty good to me. I'm gonna give him a thumbs up.
You do realize that he's been consulting with others on how to live life, right?
As he should. That's how you figure out life.
So you enjoy him going out and committing crimes when he is under increased scrutiny.
Hey, live and you learn. I can't do everything for him.
And we repeat back to my question. What type of parent are you?
Well, you live and you learn. I can only do so much. He's already grown.
In
Can't baby him
case...
forever. Can only
My
guide him.
apologies, I assumed you were more intelligent. Let me rephrase this. That was rhetorical. I already made my point.
Yeah.
Ceres,
Yes.
when we first encountered each other, working under Vilroy, you had a cautious way about you. to the point of almost but not quite paranoia. And yet, here you are, and he's going to look at Meili, engaging in some type of social subterfuge, which I currently cannot see the point of. And no, not prying into your personal business, but I am perplexed as to your goal with this series of events. But it seems that as soon as you were given some measure of safety, comfort, or security, you start acting erratically towards personal gain. You've been less and less cautious over the past few weeks.
Is that a rhetorical question?
That wasn't a question at all. My question to you is, were people in this group to actually suffer the consequences of your lack of attention, would you even care? You don't have to answer that one, but it's not rhetorical. Fennic.
Yes, sir.
Don't condescend to me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you. You are still figuring out your place in the world.
Guilty.
And as such, I have fewer comments for you because you, honestly, outside of the occasional decision of impulse, I don't find anything wrong with what you're doing. You live your life as you like. But you are more effective when you're trying to cause chaos rather than harm.
Thank you.
It's not a compliment or a reprimand, it's just an observation. Gierfreid, I honestly don't have much to say about you. You have a level head on your shoulders. You are a little steadfast in your beliefs. I can observe that readily. And outside of individualistic actions, I honestly don't have anything to say about your conduct.
Well, when you were more or less tormented by an angry artificer for the better half of your life, that sort of is beaten into you. And I use the term beat quite literally in that sense. Master Gravehill did not really tolerate any fools, so kind of works that way.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I understand you have things to think about, business to conduct, but I'm going to go about my morning exercise, and I shall return to you in approximately an hour. And all of you are going to hear from underneath the table the tension of a bowstring loosen slowly and a click. And Levin's going to get up from the table and walk away.
Alrighty, as he walks away.
There's just mutters under her breath, I'm going to kill him someday.
When I got under his.
Sorry, go ahead, Yami.
I just wonder what he got under his skirt.
He certainly had a lot to say, but I mean, I'm not going to say it to him right now because he seems like he's not in the proper mood for it, but poor tempers temper poorly, and I think it's best to just let him get it out of his system before we start to bring any potential advice to him.
I mean, he did have a point, though. We did go in there foolhardy.
Absolutely, we did. In the future, it probably might be best for us to formulate some sort of battle plan. Also,
Okay.
Yami, he did have a major point there. You ran off chasing someone that was running away. What the fuck was the point of that?
They could have got reinforcements, and I wasn't letting any cultists leave this place alive if I had the chance.
I mean, sure
But
enough.
again, that's my own downfall for my own reasons.
Right, but I mean, I see exactly where he was coming from. Even if he had gone to get reinforcements, we would have all been grouped up by that point. If he was going to let them know that we were fucking with their group, I mean, they're going to figure that out anyway. I mean, Seth's probably writing a song about it as we speak. And insofar as immediate consequences, I mean, we're going to be on a shit list sooner or later, so what's it matter?
Again, fair enough. I won't make any excuses for my negligence. You're right, I put the party in danger. It won't happen again.
I'm just saying, for future reference, if someone's running, let them run. Worst case scenario, we just end up on someone's shit list and
It wasn't just anyone. It was a disgusting cultist.
I take it you've got some sort of internal struggle or conflict when it comes to individuals that are members of cults, or is it just anyone that's not a part of your particular faith?
Well, basically, hold on, what's her name? Well, yeah, who I worship is somebody who doesn't look kind on evildoers and disgusting people like that, summoning foul creatures. We're here to cleanse the earth, and that's how I came across Fennic, actually.
I see.
Who I might add is the one that didn't do anything wrong.
Hey, keep being you.
Did you hear him? I'm okay to do chaos.
Well, chaos in instances where it's necessary.
Control chaos, of course.
Right. Anyway.
But I digress. He was saying something.
No. At this point, I'm just wondering what's on the itinerary for after Levin gets done with his exercise.
I'm gonna go back to the jeweler and grab something.
I mean, yeah, but after that, I mean, what's the? Are we still doing? We had something in the weeds when it came, or not the weeds, in the works when it came to Ramos, didn't we? Or am I misremembering?
What about you, Sarah? You've been quiet over there. What do you have? Do you have any plans or anything to do?
She's been slowly carving up the table. No plans.
When you say carving up the table, just define that a little bit further, because I need to know if this barkeeper is going to get really upset at your party.
She's trying to hide it, but she's she has like her dagger in her lap, and she's just twisting the point into the side of the table.
You're going to notice that. You know what? Hold on. Let me just roll something real quick while you're doing that. Continue on.
Well, I mean, Ramos is a good start. Pretty sure he's in here somewhere, but just to wait for 11.
You're going to notice that the waitress kind of like stops every now and again and is just staring at the table where it looks like there's a dagger being stabbed into it or ground against it. She doesn't say anything. It does go noticed. Sorry about that. Yami, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying we should just wait for 11 before we consult with Ramos or Rama.
With that, we're actually going to take a quick break so that our cast can go use the restroom, refresh their beverages and stuff of that nature, and then we're going to come back. We're going to skip that hour so that we can continue on with the story. While you guys who are at home, just chilling, waiting for us to come back, check out playersoftherealms.com. Check out our store. All the merch supports us, and we're going to be getting more merchandise as more gets released. We can even make a puzzle nowadays. It's amazing. Alrighty, everybody. See you when we get back.
While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com, and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com, and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast.
We are back after that tense talking to that most of the group had just received, leaving them thinking, what's going on here? With that, we are going to time skip about an hour, giving the characters plenty of time to think about their actions on how they handled the last situation they were in yesterday. Now, real quickly, Fennic, were you informed that the jewels that you were given were from the Bard?
No.
No.
Is anybody telling him that they are from
The only people who know are
Which is where
Saracen.
my question lies.
no,
Dennis?
she wasn't. She just said we got
Levin,
paid.
Saracen, Melee.
Yeah, and Saris, all she said was we got paid. Here you go, split it.
So after about an hour, as you are trying to planning on leaving to go get your stuff, you're going to hear Meili kind of chime in. Wow, that bard was really kind, wasn't he?
I step on his foot. Yeah, I step on her foot.
Ow!
Oh, sorry. There's something under the table. Be careful.
You're going to
What do
see
you mean,
Meili
overtime?
look under the table. Oh, he came back and he gave the money. Completely ignorant of the clues that Ceres was trying to give.
Oh, right. By the way, the bard came back.
He had all this to give us.
Yep. He's very generous. Apparently, everyone gives him money. So I thought, opportunity for us to take some money.
Must be a really good bard.
Apparently so.
And with that, you are free to go to return to the jeweler and haberdashers.
Fennic, actually, before that, at all of that, Fennic will actually put the 2 gems on the table and be like, this was his. We got, I assume everyone else got 2?
Yes. Don't make it weird.
I'm not making it weird. That cheap-ass bastard is only going to give us 2 each after we risked our lives to go save him after the shit he put us through.
I should point out that... Anyhow.
He didn't actually put us through anything. We're the ones that chose to do it. Actually, I think it's quite generous that he even offered to give us anything at all, given the fact that it was just an impromptu rescue mission that we decided to take up on our own.
And that's what he should be grateful for.
He is grateful. He gave us 1,000 gold. Or, wait,
800.
800 gold.
Yeah.
He gave us 8 stones.
Still think he's we're getting robbed here. But it is what it is. I'm not going to sit and complain. We got paid, even if it was from him. I'll happily take his money.
You really
I'm gonna go. I'll be right
on your
back.
shoulder with that guy, don't you?
Now I need to go speak with him about my songs.
That shouldn't be a problem. I told him that you were very against it, and he agreed.
That was very what?
That you were very against the songs and upset about it, and I think as part of the gratitude for saving him, he's agreed to never sing your songs again.
See, you need to lead with that stuff, because here I was about to go make a scene.
I'm telling you now because you said your intentions. Look at that communication. It's working. Levin would be so proud. Continues to stab the table.
I think your hat is done, Fennic. You want to go get it? I'm going to go grab some at the jeweler now.
Wait, what?
Wasn't you having your hat made?
Your items would be ready to go pick up now. You are free to go and go get them. Are there any other stores that anybody wants to go to or anything you'd like to do?
Before returning to the group, Levin would have gone for 2 purchases.
Okay.
He would have upped on his crossbow bolts to get them topped up for both cases.
Okay.
And he would have seen if there was a weaponsmith so that he could purchase a sidearm. Intentions for a scimitar, but he'll take any short, small blade that's available that's not a dagger.
All right. So you would be able. You're looking for a scimitar. Let's see, where is it? There you go. You would be able to pick one up for 35 gold pieces.
He'll refuse it at that price. He knows that's overpriced.
Okay. Are you going to attempt to haggle, or are you just going to outright refuse?
You know what? Yeah, let's engage with this a little bit. You do realize that this is a piece of metal flattened into a curved shape. I understand there's some craftsmanship to it, but to charge 35 gold for such work is frankly insulting to anyone with even half of a capable brain.
Oh, and what is it you think you would charge? This minotaur with a hammer on his hip kind of says in a deep baritone voice.
Standard pricing in Roshan would be 25 gold.
Give me a persuasion check. DC's 12.
That's fine. It's not going to go well for 11, but
It's worth a shot, you know?
Nope.
Living the dream.
You miss all the shots you don't take.
True.
I can go as low as 28.
he's going to look at the remainder of the wares in the forge. I can accept that price.
He's gonna throw the bolts in for half price. So that's what,
No, I've purchased
Crossbow.
bolts from this smithy before. I will take them at full price. It's not an issue.
okay. Those are only gonna cost you about a gold piece anyway.
The bolts, the remainder would cost me 9 silver that I need.
Okay. Because, yeah, you only need,
Alright, so-
do you need 20, or how many did you need?
I needed 18 to top up my last case.
Gotcha. Okay.
So minus 28. Let me go do that now.
And you can add a scimitar. So those would be the 2 purchases that you have. Is there anything else you want to purchase?
Given his current mental state, no. Just re-up, get sidearm, get back.
It was nice to talk to you. It's nice to meet a adventurer, a person who actually knows his wares.
My time in Chardon was well spent, and thank you for your business.
And you.
And he'll make his way back.
All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to do? For Fennic and Yami, is there any other stops you'd want to make before heading back, or?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Ceres, you are
Yeah.
with Mei Li. What would you like to be doing?
Basically, like, we need to go over the art of subtlety a little bit. Maybe just it's on me. I kind of overlooked the fact that you don't know about Fennic's little quirks. But next time I step on your foot, that's usually possibly like that is a clear indicator that you should change the subject and pretend you didn't say what you said the moment before.
I'm sorry, I thought it was an accident. You said that there was something under the table.
I did, and I was trying to be subtle. That's on me. I apologize. How's your foot?
It doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you for asking.
Excellent. How? I guess we should do a performance review. How are you liking your job so far?
It's definitely been interesting. I don't feel like I'm very effective as a bodyguard, though.
But I was very clear about the job description, was I not?
You were.
Okay.
I have
Excellent.
been learning a lot from you, though.
Excellent. Perfect. This is what she seems a little bit sort of in a slightly better mood. It's like I'm teaching so much. I didn't realize I had so much to offer the world. But I'm glad I am helping. Consider it a side benefit, unintended consequence of the most pleasant kind.
Very much. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't convinced me not to run away.
You were probably going to wander out into the wilderness and die.
That, or the king would have found me and had me sacrificed to whoever created that army of the dead.
Also bad. So, as long as you're alive and here with me, no army of the dead, and everyone's happy. Well, sort of. We
Well-
won't think about it too much.
Levin didn't seem very happy today.
Levin's grumpy. He's a cop. That's what they do. They grump.
Okay, I haven't met too many cops, so I don't have much of a frame of reference for them, but I'll take you at your word.
Watch the gods. Watch the behavior, how they're sort of always aware of the surroundings, watching out to see who's doing what, who's doing the wrong thing. And then compare that to Levin, you'll see the comparison.
I will be more vigilant.
That is very important. You should always be more vigilant.
And you are going to notice that she starts be like running questions and running past previous observations through her mind with like a more inquisitive lens to it.
Excellent. Curiosity is the key to survival.
But with that, I'm going to say that you are able to regroup as a party.
Before that,
Yep.
Gierfreid wouldn't have gone out to do this, but passively he would have been keeping an eye out and just sort of keeping an ear up to see. I'm curious if there's been any kind of advertisements or anything I've been hearing about any stonemasonries around here.
Give me a perception check.
Sure. Where is it? Perception. Nope.
Nothing for masonry.
All right, just checking.
But with that, you are all able to be regrouped as a party. You have acquired all of the purchases you need to purchase. What would you like to do?
So wait, Cyrus, why do we have her for? Wouldn't it be aren't we just putting her in more danger?
What?
As I look at Maylee.
Not while she's with us. We're competent. Maybe noticed we did walk away from killing a dragon recently.
Well, not all of us.
I'm
all of
talking
us, yeah. But
it was a little rough. I can't deny that, but we all walked away in the end.
don't you think we should have just like give her to a church or something to keep her safe, so we don't have to drag her with us everywhere?
You trust a church? Of course you do. Never mind. No.
I mean, I know a nice tower where to leave her. No pun intended, Fennic. But I don't think we should travel with her, honestly.
I
Look at
paid
her.
good money for a bodyguard. She's fine.
Seems like she should be paying us. I'm putting that lightly. We're only just babysitting.
I respect your opinion, and I will not stab you for offering it this time.
I mean, hey, listen. I just think it'll be dangerous for her, but you think that's what's best?
I trust that my intentions are to keep her safe, and if I can see where she is, I can keep her safe.
I've been meaning to ask, what exactly is the end game between you and your relationship with Maylee? No offense, sweetheart. But she is, I'm going to be blunt, she's a liability for all intents and purposes, and the longer we keep her around, the more it's just going to be difficult, again, no offense, sweetheart, to keep her alive and keep her safe. It would probably be beneficial to find a place where... Sorry, what were you about to say?
She clamps around it. Let's go back to my room, Maylee. And she leaves.
Something I said.
Of course. And she's going to follow after.
No offense.
Well, 11.
I didn't say Levin came back to you guys just yet.
Oh, I thought you said we all regrouped. All right, noted. So, well, I guess there's that. I can definitely use it around. What about you guys? Oh
You have
yeah,
a jeweler
Fennic.
to go to?
Hmm?
Don't you have a jeweler to go to in an hour?
Oh,
already did it.
we came
Weird
back.
time. Weird time skipping the hour. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I assumed. But if you're not there still, I'm like, oh well, since I came back from the jeweler, oh here you go, Fennec. I'm gonna stab the tooth into the table with the necklace around it. That's for you.
The waitress is
What's
gonna
objection
wince.
to this table?
But yeah, I'll be doing that in front of you, Fennec, and giving it to you. The wyvern tooth.
Now, when the tavern keeper charges you guys for the table, you're not going to be surprised, right?
That's all right.
Just asking. I feel like that's important to know.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Listen, the damage is already done, so I have nothing to say. It's up to the tavern.
Oh, you guys are
He
definitely getting
openly
charged for this.
stepped into the table. Sarah was trying to be subtle.
Whew. Okay. So,
Trying. I don't know about
I apologize for hopping in there. I just wanted to get everybody's opinion on this paying for this table, because this poor table.
I could make a new table. Come on.
This poor inanimate object being tortured by knives and teeth. Anyway, so you stab the tooth into the table, take it from there.
Yeah, so you have a necklace tooth in front of you, Fennec. From the wyvern.
And what is this?
I don't know. A token. It's a necklace to wear.
Hold on. Token of what?
I don't know. Just give it as a gift.
What did I do?
Nothing. You you fought bravely. Did pretty damn good, actually, if I might say so. I think you took down a few of those cultists.
Fennec's gonna slowly kind of examine Yami's body language and his tone and words and see like how serious he is.
Okay.
I'm gonna I guess.
Like he wants to basically determine if there is more to this that he's not saying.
So ultimately, Yami, are you okay with this PvP?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
All
not
right.
gonna hit him.
Well,
No.
no. It's just. Thank
you
you,
are
sorry.
making no worries. You're making a roll against his, so it's PvP is not strictly combat oriented. You
Got
are
it.
making a check against another player.
Okay.
All right, so Yami, what I'm going to ask you to do is either roll a persuasion or a deception roll to me. That's going to set the DC. Then, Fennic, you are going to give me a insight check that can be public.
Okay.
But again, this way, really, only I would know whether or not there is an ulterior motive, whether or not he rolls or fails.
Okay.
What am I rolling? You said deception or persuasion?
If he's using Beyond 20, he can't easily make that private to you.
No, I couldn't just private roll it to him through Foundry and then just give him the modifier.
I'm just bringing it up.
Okay, if you can private roll it to me, that would be better.
Either way, I
Only
have
because
a 0. I have a -1 for that roll, so I roll it here and just -1 to that roll.
Yep.
Did you roll it?
I don't see anything.
Hold on. There we go. That's why. Sorry about that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Me?
Yep.
Oh. All right. And I'm looking at insight.
Yes, sir.
Public. 17.
Okay. So, Yami, real quickly, did you, because it didn't tell me what stat you were using. Are you using deception or persuasion?
They're both -1 because I believe it's the same.
Yes, but the intent behind
What's
it
your
matters.
intent?
Because he actually beat your roll.
I guess
So
it'd
he would be able
persuasion,
to
'cause I wasn't trying to deceive him. Basically, I was just trying to say I was proud of him. That would be my
Okay.
intention.
That's what
So-
he's looking for.
Yeah, so you would be able to glean that based off of your roll.
This is this is legit. This isn't some like BS trick or anything.
I mean, just tooth. Why not? You earned it. Like I said, maybe next time you get your own wyvern. Next one's on you.
I got a better idea. How about the next one we take on together?
You know what? That sounds pretty damn good to me.
And he's gonna give you like a little like it's gonna be like mischievous from a goblin, but like you know the intent is kind of like Fennic has now kind of become vulnerable with you.
Pat him on the back. Let's go get you some damn bacon somewhere.
No, father.
I have a I have a question. Is Fennic fist bumping his knee?
No, I
Well,
mean
I would
unless he bent down to give him the fist pump. It's like a thigh level.
I'm sorry, I just pictured in the back of my head like you hit the back of his, like the ham of his knee and caught him the trip.
How short do you guys think Fennic is?
Oh no,
Goblin's
punching
only
down
3
is
feet tall.
fine.
Like 3 feet?
He's 3.5. He can reach above
Okay.
the knee. If
Well,
I know that,
anything,
but I wasn't gonna go for
Three-
a groin shot.
3.5, that's like thigh high.
Yeah, so if anything, he's gonna
That's the
get
waist.
he's gonna get like a nut shot, not a fist bump to the knee.
So
or
what you're hearing
like
is you
headline.
just what you're saying is you just punched Yami in the nuts.
Yeah, you get
No,
sack tap.
if he were to do it, he's capable of that. Like, I mean, he's tall. Like, he's taller than knee level.
Yeah,
Not
but
by much.
I've been thinking of a punching down situation. Like you're being playful, like you're hitting somebody in the shoulder of equal height.
Technically, you can give somebody
It
a
would
dead,
still be in
a
like
dead
the
leg.
hip.
If you punch him in the thigh really hard, it's a dead leg.
Yeah,
That goes
yeah. If
down.
you hit like I envision it more like punching him in like the thigh or the hip.
Honestly, though, seriously, go hands mo man. Go football to the groin.
Yes, do it.
But anyways,
Grind shots are funnier.
Nah, I mean, Yami's being nice. Yami's being genuine, so he's not gonna be a dick about it. No pun intended. Right now.
Fennic's not gonna Fennic Yami's Yamis. Got it.
Yes. That is the best. Yes.
Alright, so
Alright.
when would everybody return? Is my question.
I
So
was gonna-
we have Melee and Ceres who are now up in Ceres's room. Gierfreid, you're sitting at the table watching as this exchange is going on. You
know,
guys
Fennic,
have
if you
gotten-
li- I was gonna say, Fennic, if you like, I could make that make a fart sound or smell.
What the hat?
No, the necklace. It's not magic.
No, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave this one as is.
Thought I'd offer.
Oh.
You're gonna see me go. You're gonna hear a sniffle. Let's see, but I'm like, my nose. Anybody got tissues? I got allergies.
Fennic will
Round-
like, don't be a bitch.
Around this time, Levin would be coming back in.
Perfect. Finally, someone with sense. No offense, Gierfreid or Fennic.
I think I might have upset Ceres and Melee. Not that I meant to, but I was just sort of going over realistic options insofar as it comes with carrying Melee around with our group. seemed to either upset or concern Saris, and she brought Melee up to her room.
Well, I also had a part to play in that because I was asking questions too. I don't think it's safe.
Well, then I'm thankful that all of you caught on to the subtext that we need to actually start thinking about what we're doing.
That also. What are we doing? It's a great question, actually.
Levin's going to sit down. And Gierfreid, you're the more level-headed of the individuals present. I'm certain you have more than one opinion to share of what happened.
Oh, with the fight last night?
Or any particular comments towards me. I have to be open to criticism if I'm going to be dishing it out, so...
Mostly just that, there's a time and a place for, there's time and a place for,
outbursts.
hurt emotions, outbursts, and otherwise, criticism insofar as it goes to, group performance. I respect that, brought everything to us as you did today, but, it's not particularly helpful when you grow quiet and brooding immediately after a fight where, we've all, fucked up to the extent that we did. Just saying, after the immediate fight, you grew fairly quiet and rather aggressive towards, I believe it was me and Fennic when we were dealing with Seth over there. Is Seth here? DM, is Seth here?
No, Seth had left previous. I don't know if he came back.
Oh. I'm just saying, I understand the bruised emotions, egos, and whatnot, but time and a place and all that.
You do realize that once the two of you were down, that it was effectively just me trying to prevent them from outright murdering you.
Yes, I understand that, and I do thank you for that. Ultimately, the
My time quiet was to prevent me from outright screaming at the group.
fair enough, I suppose.
I chose the time to work on my equipment, and I would rather spend my time more productively, but it did need to be addressed, and since all of you are now actually thinking about it, I would say that it was more successful than failure.
Fair enough.
That said, it's a fair comment. There are better places and times for such things. But as a matter of context, we almost died.
We did, though. Hopefully that won't happen nearly as much. The upgrades I've made to my gear should hopefully prevent any. I mean, they won't. Obviously, they won't prevent every single potential death that comes our way, but I do have some deterrents now in my arsenal, and I'm more confident about any future scraps we might get into.
Well, then there's a couple of tricks that I need to update the group with. They didn't seem strictly necessary, so I've been withholding on them. But it seems more necessary in the future to utilize such things. So, and Levin's going to update the spells that he picked for level up mechanically. So, Pass Without Trace and Rope Trick.
Oh, I love that one.
Well, if we're all gonna just lay it out on the table, then I've managed to add some minor modifications to my my armor. I can now teleport any of you, or if they don't, if they're not as resilient, any of our enemies a couple of feet vortex warp is what I have with my armor now. I can teleport someone within
Wait,
range.
let me see if I'm getting this right. Spatial relocation.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Yami, you'd be able to utilize that. You have difficulty covering ground.
Actually, that'd be perfect. Actually, throw me right in there.
The way it works is I can teleport anyone willing within 90 feet, and if I'm doing it to an enemy, then if they're focused, they can resist it. But if they're not, then I can also put them in a place within 90 feet. The only caveat is I can't just drop them off a cliff. I actually have to place them on something they can stand on.
So you can't
this
target sturdier individuals, but you can target willing subjects and less sturdy.
Well, I can target any individual, but the sturdier ones are more likely to avoid it. If they have a high, constitution, durability, whatever you want to call it, on a scale of 1 to 20, I'd say about a 14. They'd be able to resist it. Also, this little trinket right here, as I mentioned, arcane tattoo. Currently, I've got a simulacrum of the sanctuary spell I've seen clerics use before.
I've seen that utilized before.
Right, should prevent anyone from being targeted, at least for the most part.
There are limitations to it. Blasts and the like usually ignore it.
Right, but targeting, though.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
That said, we should probably check on Ceres.
She's just like pacing the room. It's like, what are they talking about? I don't understand. They don't know what they're talking about. They're very confused. See, you're safe here. I can protect you. You know how to protect yourself. See, we're like practically a team. We're both committed to safety. Am I right? You're not. They're capable. You haven't put anyone in danger yet. I don't know where they're getting this from. They seem very confused. If anyone's put anyone in danger, it's been Yami, or Gierfreid, or Fennic, or even Levin. They take risks. They take excessive risks. You've been in his contraption, that little rolling death trap of his. That doesn't roll because it floats, but you know what I mean. It was poorly made. I looked at it. I could tell what was wrong, and he couldn't. I questioned his craftsmanship. No! And she starts to stab a wall with the knife. Sorry, it's fine. She puts her knife away. Just... She's not trying to intimidate anyone. She actually feels a little embarrassed. Sorry, I don't usually do that. I don't know why I'm very upset right now. It's just... I apologize. I'm sorry. She sits down and puts her hands on her lap. It's I'm just very unhappy with them and the comments, which were unneeded and unfounded. We don't need any of that right now. To focus on what we do next. And she started pulls out her pack and going through and looking at things, and then she's looking for something, and then she pulls out the University of Sharn mug. I want coffee. I don't really know. They're the ones with the plan. I just make sure they succeed. But do I get any gratitude for that? No. They walked away alive. I helped make that happen. No one seems to care about that fact. No, anyhow, it's not my problem. It's not the problem. It's fine. Whatever. I don't usually do the team thing very much, so maybe this is it. Just being unappreciated by your contemporaries. Thank you. That's nice to hear. I appreciate you too. Yeah, she's basically ranting. She's basically on a rant. Yeah, she rants. She will rant for like an hour, and then she'll just like fall back on her bed, like. I feel like leaving was awkward. Do you think it was awkward? I feel it was awkward. Thank you. That's what I thought. And we should have been focusing on things like what Yami did wrong, or what Fennic did wrong. He charged off after... I don't even know. There was a dragon. Did I tell you about that? I didn't see it die or fight it at all, but there was a dragon there, and apparently Yami attacked it, and I suppose he murdered it, but... I mean, who charges a dragon? I wouldn't charge dragon. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Reckless. Why are they calling me reckless? Yami is reckless. Fennic is reckless. He doesn't know how to steal properly. Very distressing to watch him try and pick pockets. You have no idea. Well, when you see it, you will see it, because he's very bad at it. I'm trying to teach him. I'm still ranting. And she like turns, like she like punches her bed like once or twice. Like, I need to be calm. I need to be calm. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Did we break Sarah's?
Like a
Levin's gonna knock on the door.
Oh boy.
Not so much to interfere. The discussion downstairs took a little time, so he doesn't know what she's been going through.
I feel like Gierfreid would have gone with Levin, because after they left after what he said, so I feel like Gierfreid would be like, shit, I should probably apologize or something.
With it.
It's Levin.
Apology accepted. I'll talk to you later.
I've come to inform that we have now reached a point where we're now going to discuss what we're going to do next. I thought your opinion would be valuable.
Glances at Melee. It's like, it's right, it would be valuable. They need to be listening to me when I talk. But that's not the problem.
If you wish to be part of the discussion, we're going to be downstairs.
Alright! I'll be there. Shortly, momentarily. Put on a pot of coffee.
Before I head down, would either of you want a round? Just the one?
Go around with me, it will not end well.
Just the one. And he starts walking from the door.
So over at Melee, did he just challenge me to a fight? I think he challenged me to a fight. Are you sure? Because it sounded like a challenge. Sneaky like that. You have to be careful with him. They would. That's what they do. They're like that. They're like, challenge my authority. And she's like throwing hands, like, and they're like, put the hands on you, but then it's like, you can't do anything because I'm in charge. I'm the one that's here. It's like, you didn't steal this purse. It doesn't belong to you. Where did it come from, little waif? You're going to jail. And then the whole thing. think so. 30 seconds. I mean, you should be along too to hear what we say. You're sort of part of the group by virtue of being with me. So you should at least, at the very least, hear what we're planning to do so that you know what's going to happen. Being informed as to what could potentially be your fate. Of course, you're welcome. You're not a burden. You just, like the rest of us, we're sort of sussing things out. We haven't really gelled as a group, as a whole. You're probably feeling that tension. I know I certainly am. Do you think he's gonna? I think he's gonna fight me. I should be ready for a fight. Okay, I'll be ready for a fight. Edge, like. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then she will come down and she will sit down like all very prim and proper.
Levin would have gotten a full round of drinks for the group, including an extra buy for him, but he's basically waiting to see if Sarah's changed her mind. But waiting for them to come down, he would have lit a cigarette and actually relaxed. Mm-hmm.
Smash the glass on the table and then you start shanking them.
Levitt's hands are fully visible. One is holding a cigarette, the other one's on his mug.
Yep. No, I'm confident. I'll let him make the first move. That's how it'll work. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I was already drinking.
Yeah, Gierfreid would also.
So, as the air around him is filling a little more with tobacco smoke, are we looking for more work, or are we looking to address a few of the problems that we've seen with regards to the city, the settlement, Seth? Or those clandestine cultists we've encountered?
The cultists seem a little worrisome.
Yeah, they're like rodents. You see one, there's bound to be 1,000 more, and you don't see.
Yeah, there's more than enough of them, I could tell you that.
Rote isn't so much of a wheelhouse of mine, so I wouldn't have terribly many clues. Has anyone been able to establish contacts within Rote? As he's looking around the table.
I might know someone or someone's en route. Not exactly sure though. Depends on whether or not they actually.
I could go back and ask the entertainers over at the Domain of Motion, but that usually comes with a cost.
Right. I might know. There's a pair of brothers I'm familiar with. They run a masonry business. I don't know if they've expanded into Rote last time I checked, they were still back home. But if they're here, then they might owe me a favor, or I might owe them a favor. It was really murky where we last left off.
Mutual business.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if they're here. I could ask around.
Alright, so we'll adjust that while we're doing everything else.
All right. What about Ramos? You think he has something for us?
I mean, if he doesn't have information of us, for us, then he'll definitely have work.
We
Let's
want to
stop by
know
him.
that there are cultists loose in the town as well.
So far, we've only encountered them just outside of the town, though. The abandoned village and the outskirts of Road.
I feel like, I don't know, I have a suspicion that they have made themselves a part of the town where people don't see things.
You think they're entrenched?
Oh, yes.
Well, then we
More
definitely
than
have to
likely.
talk. Then we definitely have to talk to Ramos.
He shouldn't be here somewhere. At least one of these taverns. He's always at one.
11's going to turn towards Ceres. Given your outings, you've had a couple. Have you managed to talk to anybody and get a general sense of things for how business in Road is going?
This is a cop's town, I can tell you that. It's very, very difficult to make any inroads with anything other than the very visible and established constabulary.
So indirect methods.
I've made a tentative contact. I don't know if I can rely on it yet.
Well, I don't think we should stress it over something like this. Alright, Ramos seems our bet.
Would seem.
How about the two of you? And he's going to look towards Yami and Fennic.
See, I've been hanging with you guys, so I haven't really got to go around town too much myself.
Well, do you have
I
any
can tell you
thoughts on the
everything.
matter? Like, what should we... If there are issues to address, you have opinions on which ones we should probably go for first.
I still say Ramos and the cultists. At least he should know if not anything.
Alright. And given your broadening worldview, Fennic, what do you think?
Ramos seems like the best bet. Cultists are never good news. The less of them, the better.
Alright, then. Soft consensus. We go talk to Ramos.
And maybe we'll actually, have good news for him and he won't be mad at us for getting him involved in something for once.
A den of cultists not completely cleaned out after holding a renowned bard hostage and tortured. There's a mix.
Fair.
Still can be better than the last time we came to him. So,
Cerex, Fennic, would I be able to... Could you please handle the retelling and embellishments?
Sure?
Wait,
Feel like
No, I have the suspicion that if I talk to him and relay just the factual information, he might be more alarmed than necessary.
if you insist.
No argument here. Usually, if I talk, somebody gets pissed off.
which is unsettling, which is chaos, which is your field of expertise.
Thank you.
I don't want him upset. I want him confused.
Suppose I could talk to him. I'm at least somewhat good at placating people.
And I'm sure you, working in Sean, confused individuals are easy marks to direct towards other things.
Wait, if we're looking just to confuse him, I'm your goblin.
Well, not just confuse. More of guide him towards a certain set of information and maybe helping to address that. He has several administrative duties to attend to. We want him to prioritize what we tell him.
With that, how would you like to find him? Because you will be able to find him in the tavern at some point today, but it is 11 o'clock in the morning.
Has anyone actually met him over at an administrative office?
I don't think.
Usually you guys catch him in a tavern or at a railway station.
Yeah,
fact,
that seems to be his jam.
I believe that he has a
resolve this,
nickname.
and he's going to get up from the table and go to the bartender.
The bartender
Pardon me.
is a human. Oh, yes. What can I do for you?
Ramos is a frequent customer here. Would you be able to give me a range of time in which he shows here?
Oh, he's normally here by about 5:30. Unless some sort of crisis happens. If there's a crisis, he doesn't come.
Right. Do you know of any other locales that he frequents around this time?
He is a man of the military guild, so you can find him in the guild building, but unless you're a part of the military guild, you won't really be able to get in.
Right, protocol.
He does make frequent appearances throughout many of the throughout many of the districts here in Road. But without knowing his schedule, there's no way that I can help you with that. Sorry.
It seems that the guild seems to start, and thank you. We'll be back later. We will definitely be enjoying your facilities.
Well, hey, listen. Due to the service that you've provided, your first 2 rounds for you and your friends are on the house.
He's going to lean in and whisper, if this is a gift from the eccentric bard, please do not inform. And he kind of nods, tilts his head towards Fennic. Just, if it's a gift, just keep it on the sly.
If he asks me why the drink's on the house, I'm not going to lie. I apologize, but it's...
No, just discretion, if you would.
I won't say nothing if it's not questioned.
That's all I ask. And
with that, he's going to go back to cleaning the counter.
But Levin's gonna slip 5 gold on the counter and push it towards the barkeep.
Thank you. You are much too kind.
Just, at the very least, keep us in your thoughts with regards to these matters.
Of course.
Thank you. And he's gonna go back to the group.
All right. So with that, what would you guys like to do?
Well,
Right. We can go to the guild houses and make our inquiries there to see if we can find Ramos. Other than that, around 5. That's when he would show up here as a regular.
Right, well, if we've got some time to kill, I'm gonna go inquire to see if I can verify whether or not my contact might actually even be in Rote.
Would you care for some company during this?
Couldn't hurt. Sure. If anyone wants to join me.
Well, how's your interactions with these individuals? Occasionally violent?
I wouldn't say violent. I'd just say,
Heated?
not really even heated. It's just they've got a series of traditions that can be a bit strange and confusing to anyone on the outside, but internally, it's just, well, it's a lot of chaos, we'll say.
So whoever goes with you would have to act with restraint.
Just observing customs, as it were. So, yeah, sure, restraint. We'll call it restraint.
As you guys are talking, just give me 30 seconds. I will be right back.
Mm-hmm. All right. This sounds like we could split up and handle two things at once then.
So I suppose I'm taking Fennic to go talk to Ramos.
Yami, would you go with them?
What happened?
Would you go with Ceres and Fennic?
You said, I'm sorry, repeat that?
Would you go with Ceres and Fennic?
Yes.
I feel like we're the non-restraint people.
Not so much that. It's just that, given this series of violence, let's just call it violence, in the recent months, it seems like you might need somebody that can assist should things come to blows by accident or intent.
Are you saying I'm not a good fighter?
I'm saying Fennic is very vulnerable physically.
Ah, that's fair. That is the price of great magical power sometimes. You really can't do the chin-ups.
Well,
Looks at Fennic.
that and an extra set of eyes for what you're doing doesn't hurt.
Process that as well.
Alrighty, I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So we have 3 going to the military guild, and then we have 2 looking for any sort of masonry.
Well,
Sounds right.
A very specific masonry.
So, first for those searching for that masonry. Those masonries, I should say. Go ahead
Masons?
and give me Yes, thank you. Go ahead and give me a investigation check, please.
Investigation.
Indeed.
Hold on. Do I have this? Wait, do I have this prepared?
Hey,
Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I will roll investigation. Not bad.
So 21 for 11.
And 13 for Gierfreid.
Alrighty. With that, Gierfreid, what information are you providing with 211 to help guide the search?
The place is called Gladdock Stoneworks. It's run by a pair of brothers named Axe and Shield.
What sort of physical descriptors could you give to me?
Oh, they're a pair of dwarves. So probably best that Fennic doesn't come along with us.
Male, female,
Oh no, they're brothers.
bronze skin, tan skin.
They're a pair of brothers. Dwarves, so roughly 4 feet, 4.5 feet tall.
Any
big
peculiarities of beard ornaments?
Haven't seen them in a while, but they were both pretty excited about the fullness of their beards last time I saw them. That's all they could talk about.
So we're looking for a pair of dwarves that take exceptional care of their beards in spite of the work that they're doing.
Yep.
And
Well, I mean,
they
I'm
are
not-
masons.
They're not just masons. They own the place. It's called Gladdock Stoneworks. It's been their family business for a long time. I've heard that they've been expanding. They might be en route. They might not. Figured it might be worth a look.
Alright, so we might, if not be able to find them, we would be able to find people apprenticing under them.
Possibly.
Alright, that's something we could start with. Where to start?
With that information, it's going to take you a couple of hours to be able to find anything. But you do find a rundown structure towards the wall on the outskirts of Rote. And there is the nicest part about this structure is actually the sign that does say Gladdock Stoneworks. The building itself is empty, there's nobody there. But there is a sign that says will be set up in about basically informing you that this place will be active in about a month.
And about when?
A month.
Okay.
So
All right.
within the next month, somebody will be there.
Is there anyone attending to the property that we can see?
Currently, no.
Oh, there's a shithole.
They'll need time to work on it. You said they were masons.
Yeah, they'll have something set up here soon, apparently.
I mean, the sign was nice enough, but it seemed a little jumping into the river with both feet.
Yeah.
Do you know these individuals to be risk takers?
Yeah, they're axe more than shield, but yeah, they're often hopping into things rather haphazardly.
If you know them well enough, would you be able to leave something behind that they'd be able to get in touch with you?
Yeah. Let me there's a do I have parchment in my inventory? If there's
I'll give you a moment to write that out, and Levin's gonna step off to give him a moment of privacy.
I write them a note in Dwarvish, and I will DM. I'll message you what the note says a little later.
Sounds good. But with that, we're going to jump over to those who are attempting to go to the military guild. Those of you who are going to the military guild, I will give you a choice. You can each roll your own individual survival checks, or you can choose one person to roll with advantage.
I have a +0.
I have a +2. I think Yami might have the best one.
Wait, for what?
Yeah, Yami
Survival?
would.
Right
The
now,
best-
what you're trying to do is you're trying to find the military guild, so I need a survival check.
Oh,
Yeah, I would help him because I'm advantage.
So advantage works.
I got for with advantage of 24.
Okay. You are able to find the military guild, and one of the things that you notice is as much of a dense flow of cops that you've seen before, it's a lot denser now. Ceres, you are very uncomfortable with the police presence.
I immediately turn myself into a sort of caramel-skinned elf with dark auburn hair, and like I didn't touch my cloak with this guy's self, but all the clothes underneath me say sort of like mid-level bureaucrat. I have like a decent enough, like nice, clean tunic, fairly decent trousers, some sturdy boots.
You're going to notice that Elise starts to do her hair in a similar pattern that Levin was showing her on the train.
Excellent. This is good. And I'm going to is she wearing a cloak?
She is not wearing a cloak. If you're asking about melee.
Yeah, I am. It's like, oh, yeah, 1 second. And I will take off my cloak and give it to her. Like, just wear this, casual hood down, but look relaxed. We're relaxed. Everyone's relaxed. We're relaxed, right, Yami? Relaxed? Fennic?
Yeah, relaxed, sure.
Is Fennic still wearing his suit?
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
It's if
Fennic
that
looks like
suit's
the
ever
boss
coming
right
off.
now.
Fennic, walk us in.
Okay. Weirdly. Okay, we're doing this.
All right, you were stopped at the door.
Right, but it's like,
Excuse me. Show me your ID. Show me any proof that you are a member of the military guild.
we're not. Sorry.
Then you are not able to gain admittance. How can I help you today?
We want to speak to Ramos?
I thought I was leading.
Sorry, I apologize, sir. I step back.
This guard is going to look between Saris and Fennic. I'm very confused here. Ramos is not in today.
You know when he'll be back.
Give me a persuasion check.
I did bow deferentially to Fennic when he chastised me.
Okay.
Would that be enough to give me advantage?
Do you have a military presence or do you have a military ID?
That'll be a normal.
I was trying to sell it as like he's a noble.
That's okay. Nobles are not.
That's fine. Yeah.
This is the military guild.
Yeah, they have different priorities.
30-20.
That makes sense. Ooh.
Private, but it's a dirty 20.
Currently, he is. It's unsure when he's going to return. He's meeting with the King of Breland.
Oh, about what?
Excuse you. You have not presented me any sort of military credentials. Why is it I'd share this with a complete stranger?
My lord, if I may suggest, we
Absolutely.
can just and I will just sort of glance at the guards, like, can we leave like a message or a note saying we've come by?
Fennic will look at the guard and we're just waiting for.
You can, I guess.
Mighty kind of.
Yeah. If I could just let him know that Sir Fennic has come by to pay a visit. Obviously not in. We couldn't meet with him. We're at our usual location.
Understood. So I will let him know Sir Fennic is looking for him.
Yes.
And he will take a note.
Thank you for your time, good sir.
Enjoy
Apologize
the rest
for
of
the-
your afternoon.
Thank you, thank you.
With
All
that,
right.
Is there anything else you would all like to do?
Not that's part of it.
Actually, she would like pause for a moment and like turn back to the guards. Like, just out of curiosity, it seems like you're all out in force. Something going on? Is the town in danger?
Show me your military credentials.
And I was just curious because there's so many of you. Sorry.
I think what she's trying to say is that the presence of a larger amount of your men out in the streets patrolling gives off a uneasy feel in town. She was just wondering if there was anything that we need to be aware of to take caution, so to speak.
Nothing you need to be aware of, Goblin.
Oh, we're going there.
Well, all right, my lord. They clearly have their business. We have ours. We should be along.
You're about right. wouldn't want to bother someone who couldn't even make it onto the street.
And we're gonna start pushing Fennic away.
Have a wonderful day, sir.
Yep, thank you. Very kind.
That was
Just
Sir Fennic, right?
And a
That's what-
good and he'll tip his hat going, and a good afternoon to you.
pushing him further down the street.
No, has anybody seen the Christmas movie Spirited or with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell?
I wanted to. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh
I
god,
have no idea what you're talking about.
oh god, there's a whole thing where
I want to see it, but
But
they go
We'll
back
save
to
it-
the village.
we'll save that for after.
Yep.
So, you are urged vehemently away from the scene. Is there anything anybody else would like to do?
I would just like to thank you for saying vehemently correctly.
Yeah.
Instead of saying vehemently.
Oh, I was gonna say, how do you mispronounce that?
Dude, I worked at a news station. They say vehemently all the time.
Oh my
You
god!
put the
that's bad.
emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Exactly.
All right, all right.
all
There's-
good.
I hate English. We can go on so many rants, but I'm going to save the audience this because I'm not going to do it now. I'll do that after. So, pushing forward.
How much would Saris hate Fennic if he misty stepped?
In a town where magic's highly regulated, and right in front of the military guild.
Yeah, I guess.
Not so much hate as panic.
She would leave you behind to die.
It's a short ticket in.
Well, in
This
her
is how you
defense,
ended up in mage-proof manacles on the train.
She has walked melee away from you guys many times. Anytime I feel like she puts Melee's safety above anybody else in the party here, and Melee's with you guys. You misty
Okay.
step. You're by yourself.
Okay, let's go.
Do it. 100%. I feel like you should do it.
Oh, I'm not ready to retire this character yet.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, yeah, you're probably going to jail.
Yeah.
And
So-
Sarah's good, but she's not that good.
All right. Sorry for losing my head. Just more and more pompous, bloaty-headed people every time you turn a corner.
I mean, that's this whole town's thing. That's what they do. The very righteous, the very stuck on themselves. But the point is to blend in. Drawing attention to yourself is what makes things bad happen.
Well, I felt like I was blending in. I was acting as he was acting.
Yeah, I suppose. But also,
He has a badge.
they are cops. It's better to make them just not remember you.
Abuse of
That's-
power, police brutality, social injustice. Why are we here?
Also, all he did was call you a goblin. Why are you getting so upset? You are
The
a
way he
goblin,
said
aren't
it.
you? I thought he said it normally. Maybe
No,
I'm just ignorant. It could be.
might be onto something.
That he said it normally or that I'm ignorant?
That you're ignorant.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. And he'll shift weave back. Oh no, sorry. His hats are shift weave. Never mind.
Yep, you didn't buy a shift weave suit. Sorry.
Yep, no, that's fine. I thought I had it, but it's something.
During this time, is there anything else anybody would like to do? Any shopping? Any interrogations? Any other searches?
Nope, I'm all good.
I could spring a prison break.
Saris would, on the way back, just talk to any locals about any recent news.
Go ahead and give me a
Like-
persuasion check.
Just to see if anyone else knows why there's so many cops or guards around.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Here we go. 18.
You managed to find this group of people who are standing with a newspaper. Have you heard? Heard about what? Apparently, another town has been obliterated. Obliterated? What are you talking about? Would you like to chime into the conversation?
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't overhear. The word obliterated was mentioned. What's going on?
According to the newspaper, there's this army that's just been decimating some cities that border Breland and Thrain.
Don't say, that's dreadful. Is any word on which direction they're headed?
It appears they're heading westward, which is one of the reasons there seems to be a tizzy. Rumor has it, it's an army of the dead.
That is disconcerting. Wow, I wonder if it's safe to stay in town.
I highly doubt that the people of Rote would allow the king to suffer harm.
That's true. This is probably the safest place to be.
If most of Breland falls, I feel Sean and Rote will survive. But still, I think that's been one village and one town in the last month. Don't forget the fall of New Siri.
New Siri fell?
But you haven't heard. Yeah, they fell to an army of the dead.
I've been lost in my work.
Well, now you know.
I do. This is, wow, a lot to think about. It's changing my whole outlook on the day. Thank you so much. And she will scurry back to the group.
Alrighty.
Oh,
So-
that didn't sound good.
Before I time jump us to about 5 o'clock, where Ramos would enter the scene, is there anything that you guys would like to do?
Nope, I'm good.
Yep, I'm good.
I'm good.
That's fine.
Good here.
All right. So with that, we are going to jump ahead to about 5 o'clock. You guys are regrouped. As said, your first 2 rounds are going to be comped by the tavern keeper on behalf of the bard. Seth enters at about 4:30 and does begin singing his limericks, and you notice that his stories are all kind of framed around the hardships that he had to face. So he's going into avid detail about the rescuers. But because of the earlier conversation about not telling stories about the goblin, Fennic is not referred to in the story at all.
God.
Do we hear the rest of? Does he mention any of us by name, or does he just reference the
He,
fact that
he mentions no names, but what he does do is he does give 4 descriptions. So the one who covers his flaming hair, the one that moves swiftly and silently through the halls, the one who shouts to give and directs the crew, and
The Dragon Slayer?
there we go, the Dragon Slayer. I was trying to think of one for Yami. But the one that isn't mentioned, though, is Fennic, and this is purely because he was requested not to tell stories of Fennic.
But he's not changing that in his limericks either.
Don't get paid for.
That's true.
Hey, what can I say?
Freaking monkey's paw.
he's gonna hate the bard more, but it's not his fault this time. But during these epic tales, by about 5:15, the door of the tavern is going to kick in, and everybody's going to cheer as Ramos enters. And he's going to hush the crowd. I'm looking for Sir Fennic. And he, already noticing where Fennic is sitting, he's going to be over dramatic in his approach. Oh, there we go. There is the one who has summoned me, my fair Sir Fennic. My, how we've come a long way from telling young lasses to calm their tits.
That would be me. How can I help you?
Well, you requested my presence, Sir Fennic. So I suppose, how can I help you?
Well, let me get straight to the point and introduce you to my friend here, Saris.
Introduce me. Isn't that my beloved niece who calls me Uncle Ram Ram?
Hello, Uncle
Oh,
Ram
that's
Ram.
not going away anytime soon.
Oh, of course not. That's why I've said it.
Short query. Is Saris still disguised?
She was not disguised when she approached, Oh, you're talking about when she turned herself into a,
Mm-hmm.
dark
Yeah.
skin. Okay, are you...
She made herself look like the assistant to Fennic at the time.
Well, about
Would you have
4 hours
maintained it over the time that Ramos would have shown up? Because it's been several hours.
He's seen Saris before.
Yes, but
And people in the tavern have seen her.
You disguised yourself.
Which would only last about an hour,
So,
but I'm just
are
asking,
you-
like, for the interim, would she have maintained that?
I assumed she didn't, but that's a valid question.
Not for the bar. She would have let it drop before she got to the bar because she doesn't want anyone to see her changing her appearance. But while she was on the street, she would have looked that way, and when she got back to the bar, because everyone's already seen her at the bar like this with this group of people. So rather than make that confusing, she would have just reverted back to her old look.
Okay, sorry, I just wanted to call a point of order. Thank you very much.
No, that works. That was a very good question I didn't consider. So with that, yeah, he is very boisterous. He's very humored by the fact that Sir Fennic requested his presence. So now he's just in a very elated and boisterous mood.
Good.
I'd like to file a complaint about a guard at the station there.
Rolls her eyes.
What did this guard do?
He didn't let us in.
Of course not. You don't have military credentials.
So my next question has to do with that. How do I get military credentials?
You joined the military. Are you enlisted?
Absolutely not.
Well, then, you are not getting military credentials now, are you?
Could we get, visitors passes since we deal with you and you're in there and we're out here? I don't know, what is they called? Citizen something?
This is what we call these moments right now.
Take it.
After all, this is the citizens interacting with the military guild. Otherwise, you would have had to fight in the war. Did you fight in the war?
I did not.
And he's kind of looking more at Fennic, who made the comment.
No, I did not. I was but a wee lad.
4 years ago. You're 18 now, right? That would have put you at 14.
14.
There were 14-year-olds fighting on the battlefront.
Yeah, not me.
So, you want admittance in the military guild for what reason?
No, he just
Don't-
doesn't like being inconvenienced.
If you pardon the intrusion, I think we're getting away from the point.
Yeah,
We have the
something we
best
wanted to tell you.
news. Yes, you're going to be so excited that you waited to hear this until now.
All right, enlighten me. What am I going to be excited about?
Now, hear me out, but imagine in bright gold glowing letters right above this table the word cultists.
Can I
What about
use
cultists?
Can I use minor illusion to make that?
I will smack his hand the second he tries to cast magic. Think about where we are. Magic's restricted.
But it's harmless magic.
No one cares. That's how it starts. Harmless magic leads to necromancers, leads to dead cities, leads to an army of the dead on the way.
All right,
And
let me stop you here. We've been having an issue with cultists. Do they happen to be cultists of the Emerald Claw?
yes. Good notice. Good call.
You know, you'd be surprised, but us in the military, we have good connections.
Well, you have one less den of cultists to worry about. You're welcome.
Yes, but unfortunately, that's not the last bit that I have an issue with. Are you guys looking for work?
We are. And, on the bright side, we're very unconcerned with our reputation amongst the cultists of the Emerald Claw.
Well, that's even better. As far as I know, you all have a connection with House Orion, yes?
Somewhat
Yes.
another.
Yes, we've
Yes.
been previously associated with Albereth.
Well, one of the members of the House Orion here in Rope is apparently the target of cultists. How would you be up to making 450 gold pieces?
We're in.
I
Before- before we-
I would prefer to hear the parameters of the job
Yeah,
before I agree to work.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. Let's find out what he's asking us to do, because what if he's asking us to get in good with the cultists? We have to cut off a goblin head for 450 gold. Does that sound like a plan that you just want to agree to, Fennic?
Would you
Yes.
be willing to cut off a goblin head? And his eyes are going to lock onto Fennic. And he's going to do this for about 30 seconds before he just bursts out into laughter.
Wait, so he's asking Fennic if he's willing to cut off a goblin head?
No, he's asking if the party's willing to cut off a goblin head. And Fennic seems to be the direct goblin. But again, he is going to burst out into laughter after about 30 seconds of like pure seriousness. Like, it's enough to possibly make you sweat for about 30 seconds.
And Fennic's response,
Oh,
he'll wait, like, after that 30 seconds when the laughter happens, he'll kind of join in, like, that, like, awkward kind of laugh. And they go, well, to quote the famous, author that I used to read a lot of in the library, Matteo Messier, you can certainly try.
Anyway, the work that it would be is more guard duty. The name of the guy who reached out to me, his name is Hordon. Hordron Diori. Apparently, he's had a couple of inquiries about a particular family heirloom. After he said no, he noticed that it seemed like his house was being watched.
Yeah.
He's afraid something might happen, so he's looking to hire some bodyguards. Because he is going away with his family for the next month. If anybody was going to rob him, it would be while he's not there.
I do have some experience hiring bodyguards, yes.
Is this kind of upfront and out there bodyguards, or the kind of bodyguards that you don't want to know that are actually there when they're bodyguarding?
For more information than that, I would need you to talk to Hordren. He's just been tasking me with finding people who might be interested.
DM, would Gierfreid recognize the name? Like, is that like a well-known person in the Orion Dragonmark house, or is that like? Just
he would be well known, particularly within the city of Rote.
Okay.
It honestly it depends more on where your character. I believe your character is more from Sharn. You would have heard talks of him. He is like the Orion of Rote, though.
Okay.
Just like Aldrin Diorian is that of Sharn.
Okay. Well,
On another note, one that is not as pressing, I do have a favor to ask of you.
What's the favor?
Seeing as you already owe me a favor, I'm hoping you won't say no. This isn't one that's pressing. So, it's something that you can do after the fact. I'm going to be getting a little bit busy, and I need somebody to go to Sean for me and pick up a item from a mage rite. His name is Valdone Temble Limble.
A delivery, you say?
A delivery. Yes.
Gnome.
He is a
Well,
Damn it.
Do you have a problem?
I mean-
Great. I'm assuming for both legs of the trip that we would be comped for our travels.
You would be compensated for the travels, yes.
this is a favor, more of a transaction, but I'm in.
Well, it is a transaction. It's just, we're going to call it a favor because that's what you owe us. That's what you owe me.
I feel like our travel expenses to get us there are fine, and that's about all we're going to get out of it.
No, you will be able to get there and back.
Ah, wonderful. Carrying something made by a gnome.
Of course. Who do you think
Oh.
makes the best artificial limbs?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, that's kind of up to debate. I'm fairly certain there are several master artificers that could perform such feats, and not all of them are gnomish, but I have heard very good things about their craftsmanship.
Well, this is an old war friend of mine. And he's going to proudly pull the cloth off of his, for lack of a better term, mechanic leg. It's the same one who made this masterpiece, as he shows off his leg and wiggles his toes. Each individual toe having a joint to simulate a real foot.
That is impressive. I'm certainly up for it. I mean, delivering is sort of the, before I met with you all, the intent I had was to be something of a delivery service, and if I can talk shop with another artificer, then, I mean, that's just adding more fuel to the fire.
But as said, this is not as pressing. If you would prefer to do the Diorian job first, that is most certainly understandable. That's more time sensitive.
Helps to have money if we're going to go to Sean.
After all, I agree. So, should I arrange a meeting between you and Hordren Diorian?
I suppose.
I'm for it.
Wonderful. When would work best for you? He's leaving in 3 days.
Well, sooner is better. Tomorrow morning, perhaps?
Tomorrow morning can be arranged.
All right. Will he be expecting us based on our appearance?
Looking at all of you, who is actually dressed in rote attire?
I would still, I believe, be Fennic because he's still in his suit. And he's still got the hat.
I can probably upgrade my attire somewhat, though I doubt I could.
Should I deposit you a loan so that you can get some better clothes?
No. Fine.
Are you sure?
I am wearing very practical clothes. I have very nice clothes. Thank you very much.
If you're sure,
You've seen me in my nice clothes.
okay. But I was talking about everybody else.
Oh,
Well,
they
are we going to
definitely
be bodyguards or are we going to be accessory, like eye candy accessory? If we're going to be bodyguards, shouldn't we be dressed up to guard a body?
It's about fitting in with the environment. If everyone's dressed nice and we're not, it looks bad.
Not
The
every
whole point's-
bodyguard is overt and present.
One of the most important parts about a bodyguard is that you blend in so that you are not perceived as a bodyguard. Also, if he's going away, he may want you to be used as a decoy to resume within the house.
I could act as a servant.
Or he may want you just to be invisible. So
Maybe
I don't know the specifics. I just know he's
actually,
looking
like
for people
Saris will
to-
look at the rest of the group, and she's like, "Perhaps we could meet with him at noon. We could do a little bit of clothes shopping beforehand."
I will arrange it if noon works for you all.
Yes, I will see to it that the rest of us are sort of made to be inconspicuous in the Diorian environment.
All right. So now that the business is done, is there any other business that needs to be taken care of that I need to know about?
No,
Going once.
None that I'm aware of.
Going
not
twice.
that I'm aware of.
No,
Drinks all around.
There it is.
That I'm aware of.
And with that, we are going to, because it is about 11:30, we are going to come to a close for the evening, wrapping up with you organizing a meeting with the House Diorian scheduled for the following day at noon. You have the favor that you owe Ramus lined up, which is meeting the Magerite Veldon Temblewinkle. Temblelimble. It's a tongue twister. Yeah, I should pick
Gnomes.
better names for these things. Fucking gnomes.
This is why I hate them.
Yep.
But I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say also we got did we score a bit of a stipend for clothes buying?
Ooh.
You did not score a clothes buying bonus. One of the things you're also going to notice is that melee. Everybody, give me a perception check.
Oh.
Levin, with your passive, you would notice this. The DC is going to be 16. You notice that she is scratching at where the festering brand lies. So if you roll a 16 or better, you are able to notice that she's been scratching more frequently at where the brand is.
Saris will make a note to address that later. After, like, back in the room.
With that, we are going to call it a close for the evening. It's been a great session. I know it's been a lot. This one's been a bit roleplay heavy, but after about 2 sessions of combat, I feel like roleplay was needed there because at least Levin got his mind cleared of the comments he wanted to say. Fennic got some validation at somebody calling Yami on some of the shit. Saris had some introspection. Mei Li got called useless. It's been a turn of events.
And ignorant.
Useless and ignorant, yes.
Yeah. Good times.
So,
Good times.
It's been an interesting turn of events. As for everything else, please feel free to check us out on YouTube, on Spotify. If you have any item suggestions you're looking for. So one of the next things I'm looking to make is a nice Players of the Realms jersey, because that's one of the newest items on Selfie. So we're going to check that out, and hopefully I'll have something soon. I'll have a nice basketball jersey. Not that I watch basketball, but still, it might be good to have that says.
So it coming football?
Yeah. You know what? I don't think so.
That you would have my. But
we also,
that sounds awesome.
We also have a group mug set. So we have a mug for each of the cast members here in various colors, working on some face masks. So new items are coming. Feel free to check us out. Support us on Patreon. Support us by buying some items. And we will see you hopefully next week. As for tonight, we're going to call it a close. Say goodnight, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Good night, all.